It's really nice to have more emotes that you guys can use as well. Hopefully get more bang for your buck. Good old Shelter Woods, the old classic. Genuinely used to be one of the most difficult maps for survivors. Used to be an incredibly difficult map for survivors to deal with. Even though there were, because there weren't many pallets that spawned on it. Even though there were quote-unquote more areas to run away from the killer, the fact that the shack has always been in the same spot. But yeah, it was always a very like killer-sided map. They've done a really good job of sort of evening that out. Oh, no worries, Kitten. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for the gifted subs earlier as well. I really appreciate the generosity. I hope you've had fun. Getting the generators done that are close to the basement first is a really good way of keeping yourself safe in the late game. What map is this? Shelter Woods or Sheltered Woods? That's not a good sign. Again, you just look at this area though. Like, what do we have around? There's no pallet over there. There might be a pallet here. Like, between these two areas. But at that point, if that pallet gets used and you're not aware of it. Yeah. If someone uses this pallet and we're not aware of it, suddenly it becomes a real issue. Like I said, I don't want to use that pallet. It's a pretty important pallet. And look at this area as well. Just barren. Pallet's already gone. Gonna have to double back here. That was super interesting that he actually went back for cat there. I don't know what. I guess he just assumed that I was on the gen. Tinkerer, that's why. Oh, I thought I could get away with that. I gotta stop playing with fire with these, with crossplay. Nice stealth there. Did he have no terror radius? Yeah, so he was rocking a perk called Tinkerer. So ultimately, after the gen has reached 75%, his terror radius disappeared, which is why he had no heartbeat. So you used to be able to use your balance landing up this tree, tree stump. Which used to be really awesome. See if Kat's going for the save. She is. Made more sense for Kat to go it with her med kit. We got to remember Tinkerer as well. So once this hits 75%, as soon as that fourth piston starts moving, then it's hit 75%, and we'll know that the killer knows where we are. (50-50). Oh. I know what I would have done as killer. I would have come and checked that pallet. Threw that down a little bit early. Which is a shame as well, because that's a key pallet. So, poor play from me. One's still regressing. So we've got the third one moving. Third piston's moving. He's very busy right now. He's hit 3 people. There's Tinkerer. Trying to loop back round. Here he comes again. Hopefully the scratch marks would confuse him. Right, his attention's really being grabbed from lots of different gens here, so as long as we can play this safe, we can technically finish these. Tinker is not going to kick in. Perfect. Nice. Let's see if we can get this. We know that Sergey has borrowed time, so hopefully he'll be able to get Cat. Jake has adrenaline. This is risky. Got the door. Very nice. Great work. He's on the Jake. We need to heal. Especially need to heal Sergey first, because Sergey has borrowed time, like I said. So he's a priority. I don't remember if this guy has another hook left in him. So realistically here, that's probably going to be the game. Yeah. Yeah, so he's just kicking the gens there. He's not, he didn't have pop. We'd have known if he'd have had Pop Goes the Weasel, because again, the gen regresses by 25% after he's hooked someone and kicked the first generator within 60 seconds. So realistically, the easy way to tell if a killer has pop is, let's say I was working on that gen there. I knew that I got it to 75%, so Tinkerer kicked in. He hooked someone, he came over to the gen, he kicked it. If that had gone from 3 pistons being active to 2 pistons being active, I know that each piston is 25% of the gen when it starts moving. So if you're struggling and you're like, you don't always want to look at the bar, but you can see a generator and you're like, 3 of the pistons are moving and it's just about hovering on the 4th one, if they're all going at the same pace, you can be like, this gen is 75% done. It takes 80 seconds to repair a generator without any debuffs or buffs. 80 seconds, so that generator still needs another 20 seconds of work put into it. So realistically, being able to like do the math or do the maths in your head for stuff like that is very important, because you can start to go, okay, he's gone away, he's down somebody, that's going to take time. He's got to pick them up, that's going to take time. Then he's got to hook them. Have I got enough time to finish this gen?